tight with for standing up against the harmful stereotypes that have been perpetrated against the men. I come here to represent myself and a few. We living in a century where we living on lies. Society said the girls and we have to comply. We gonna pay reviews, we don't get reviews. Not but we get broken and we fall into the news. But it's all the brothers say we gonna take a stand. Representing hope, revealing the brand. We gonna take a brother hand in hand. Empower, elevate every boy, every man. Let me, I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, you gonna see a better man. Let me, I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. My brother say we here for you. I understand the struggle cause I've been there too. No definition that could come by you. All the belly mental pain that they put way through. But look upon the horizon. See mankind winning and rising. Rejecting, coming and fighting. Oh Lord, this is so exciting. Let me, I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, you gonna see a better man. Let me, I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. We living in a century where we living on lies. Society said the girls and we have to comply. We gonna pay reviews, we don't get reviews. Not but we get broken and we fall into the news. But it's all the brothers say we gonna take a stand. Representing hope, revealing the brand. We gonna take a brother hand in hand. Empower, elevate every boy, every man. Let me, I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, you gonna see a better man. Let me, I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. Jack Production. We don't play. You've been faithful, dog. You've been faithful.
Oh Lord, I'm glad you know my name. You set my heart aflame. You set my feet on a solid rock to stay. I'm glad I've made this choice. You've given me a voice, and now I can rejoice.
Watch it cool move. They call me Mr. Diligent. When me meet a peace, the Lord, I'm dining with the president. Thankful for my warriors who pray me through the testament. Calling on my warriors, calling on my warriors. Everything me put me heart to doing it full 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him full 100. Working in the ministry, we working it full 100. Working it full 100. Working it full 100. Everything we put we heart to doing it full 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him full 100. Working in the ministry, we working it full 100. Working it full 100. Working it full 100.
Lord, I'm glad you know my name. You set my heart aflame. You set my feet on a solid rock to stay. I'm glad this choice. You've given me a voice. Now I can rejoice.
Turn that music up, yes, turn it up louder. Never make it stop. Take the message to the bar. This is how we do it, cause we talk the truth to power. Walking in the spirit, walking in the water. Happy that we blessed. Full 100, walking in forgiveness. Full 100, healing from disease. Full 100, totally redeemed. Full 100, strength of the youth. Full 100, friendly with the truth. Full 100, free from oppression. Full 100, always on a mission. Full 100.
Lord, I'm glad you know my name. You set my heart aflame. You set my feet on a solid rock to stay. I'm glad I made this choice. You've given me a voice, and now I can rejoice.
Watch it move. They call me Mr. Diligent. When me ways are please the Lord, I'm dining with the president. Thankful for the warriors who praise me through the testament. Praise me through the testament. Praise me through the testament. Everything we move, we have to doing it full 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him full 100. Working in the ministry, we working it full 100. Working it full 100. Working it full 100. Everything we put, we have to doing it full 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him full 100. Working in the ministry, we working it full 100. Working it full 100. Working it full 100.
Lord, I'm glad you know my name. You set my heart aflame. You set my feet on a solid rock to stay. I'm glad I made this choice. You've given me a voice, and now I can rejoice.
Hello, my people. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Mike at Night. How you all doing? Yeah, how you all pass the day? How you all pass the week? As you know, I've been in Guyana doing some great work there. Met some wonderful people there, and it's nice. But glad to be home once more. So we did have a program that went on the Monday because I would have been traveling on the Thursday. So I did not want you to miss out, and I wanted you to have the follow-up on the last lesson that we did. So having done so, we did a special edition for Monday. Okay, so now let's get down to today's program. Before we get started, let me welcome all of those who are joining us at this time. You all have been with us last year, you're with us again this year. So let me say hello to Edwin Tulsi. Nice having you. Cheryl Harley Quinn, nice, good to have you again. My boy Kenneth Hodge, thank you so much for the call I got today. Yes, you're on board. Candice Alexander, alright, yep. Well, nice of you to join us, man. I know you're a busy person. Nice to come in. Rock and come in, my girl. Wayne Hackett, nicely. Timothy Benjamin, good to see you. Lenora Francis Moses, all of y'all. Nice. Always happy to see everybody from different parts of the Caribbean, etc. There was one place I visited. It was a Spanish place. I can't remember it. And when I walked into the lobby of the hotel and I was speaking with one of the staff, a man walked up to me out of the blue. This is in, I can't remember which Spanish country, because I know that the language they were, it might have been, well, I don't know if it's Spanish, but not one of the English. So I don't know if it is St. Martin or one of those islands, because I know some of them speak different languages. And somebody walked up to me and said, are you Mike at Night? I said, yeah. I was kind of shocked. And he said, I follow your program. How was he able to make that out? Well, of course, I asked him. He said, my voice. Well, I didn't know that the voice was so distinct that you could actually make it out on just by passing in a strange country. Alright, but it was a pleasure meeting that gentleman. If you are still listening, Mike at Night, I'm always happy to have met you. Alright, so now we're talking about our program that we have coming up on Saturday. For those who don't know, some of you may have seen it, but we have this free introductory course that is coming up, and this course is what are the 5 stages of relationship. You got to be in this program, because I tell you, if you don't understand those 5 stages, that's one of the reasons why so many people are in the revolving doors mode, because they are not following the stages. Trust me on that. Right? So that's why we got to be able to understand the stages of the relationship. They are not optional. Right? And people have written on it, they've been able to talk about it and prove that there is veracity in what they're saying. So the program is on Saturday. This is the free introductory program that is on Saturday. And because it is on Saturday, you'll get the introduction to the program. This is not the program itself, it's the introduction to it. So, but it will give you a good appreciation of it. It's at 6 o'clock on February 7th, but you've got to register. The registration you've got to go to is www.michaelatstewart, or just follow my Facebook page, because the links are on my Facebook page, Michael Stewart. But you could go to my website and register straight, www.michaelatstewart. We have quite a few people who have already registered. You don't want to be left out of that scenario. Okay? Right. Don't say I didn't warn you. I did warn you. Alright, nicely. So, we're talking about the qualities of a partner worth keeping. Well, you see what's going on Facebook. Those who have been following all kind of things that are going on with basa with relationships and people meeting people, etc. I ain't going inside of there. I'm not going down that road at all. Those who know, those who don't know, don't know. But all that I want to point out there is that relationships for some people going south. It's not going north, it's not rising, it's getting worse for some people. But there are some things that we need to look for in relationships, and I feel this is so fundamental that people have so much false concepts in their head about relationships, men, women, that it is to our detriment. That is why ignorance is a dangerous thing, because many people not availing themselves. Many people not come in and get the kind of advice and counseling and unraveling and sharing that they would be able to help them to be able to work out what they're going through in their life. That's why we have that number at the top there. That one, the www.michael80stewart, by the way, is the that is the website that you go to register. So make sure that you get it. Alright, www.michael80stewart.com. That is to register for the program. Okay, so you can't miss it. Make sure you do that. Alright, now for the sake of the counseling you go is at 868-480-0080. That is 868-480-0080. Alright, let me just adjust that there to make sure that you all get it right. Alright, and the website is for registration. Right, but we need counseling, because when somebody says that they are, when they talk about the kind of person that they're looking for, here's what they say: I want somebody who would make me happy. Wrong. Nobody can make you happy. You have to make yourself happy, and part of making yourself happy is the choices that you make. Don't put your happiness in the hands of somebody else, and that's one of the big mistakes. Also, if you're getting into a relationship to be happy and for happiness, and that's your primary objective of getting into the relationship, then I tell you, when you get into the relationship because you're happy and unhappiness hits, you will leave that relationship. Whatever it is you enter a relationship for, once it is no longer there, you are likely to jettison that relationship. Are you all hearing me? If you entered it for wealth, if you entered it for money, and the person no longer has money, you are likely to leave the relationship. If you entered it for happiness and you're not happy again, you are likely to leave it. If you entered it for citizenship and you now have citizenship, or you cannot get the citizenship again under this person who you're trying to get the citizenship, you are going to leave it. Right? So marriage and relationships have got to be something more primary than that, and that's what I want to help you all to understand. This preamble here is to be able to let that sink in, because a lot of people, it does not sink in. When you see the frivolities that people use to get into relationship, the reasons that we give, it makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Right? So I'm going to give you, there are 10 of them, and I am sure that I cannot get through all 10. We might have to have a part 2, as we've done in previous programs. We might have to get another part in order to be able to deal with it. Okay? So let's go now. As far as what are the things that would give us this relationship that we're looking for. Alright? Number 1, choose character over chemistry. Let me say that again. Choose character over chemistry. Chemistry is me and that person click. Me and that person does really get along. We so does get along that if I think of something, they just think about it too. Sometimes I go to say something and they say the exact thing. Chemistry. Chemistry don't last, just as happiness doesn't last. Happiness changes and it is very fluctuating and ephemeral. Ephemeral meaning that it is now here and is gone soon after. It doesn't always stay around. Chemistry also is the same thing. Because look at how many people got married. Sincerely got married. And walked up the aisle. Smiling, kissing, that when they say kiss the bride and you make the kiss so, is the audience have to tell you all, okay, that is enough. Yeah? In 3 years' time, you're looking for divorce. What happened? Chemistry is not a good thing to build your relationship on. Character is. What is character? This is the very essence of who you are. This is who you are, as somebody put it, when no one is looking. So whether people are around or not around, this is who you are. Right? It is not a pretense. This is your character. Character is persistent, consistent. That is how it is. It is always with you. So start looking for the character of the person. Character, and the strange thing about life, if I tell you, we enter relationships, most people enter relationships because of looks. He looks so handsome. Oh, she's such a sweet, beautiful woman, shaped like a bottle. Her legs like the pillars of a mansion. Yes. So we enter the relationship because of looks and chemistry. But you know what causes us to leave a relationship most times? Most times the person just as good looking when we leave them. The most times the person is just as fun loving as ever when you leave them. Most times we leave the relationship. We leave the relationship because of character flaws. He cheats. She lies too much. Those are character issues. So before you get into the relationship, if you will leave on character, then go in on character. Are you all understanding me? This class 101 going on here now, you know. Get in on character. But when you listen to people, and as a marriage counselor, when I sit down and I listen to these newly connected and the courting people, and they all in their euphoria and so on, and you ask them, well, what is it that you like about the person? We just get along, we just click. Well, that sounds like a belt buckle, but alright, we just click. I have never heard people tell me when they come out of the relationship that they unclick. What I hear them say are issues that they found out of the person. The person is abusive. That's character. The person does not keep their word. That's character. That's why we leave. So therefore it is important to enter it on character. I spend a little time on this because I feel that has to sink in. So integrity is what I say is what I do. What you see is what you get. That's what integrity is. So, and that's a character. So you could have a positive character, and you could have a negative character, a good character and a bad character. But integrity is being consistent in who you are. Now you could also have a bad integrity, but at least you're consistent. Right? So, honesty, even when being honest is uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to talk to somebody about some hard topics. You have to tell them about some things that are the heavy hitting subjects that we need to sit down and talk this out. We need to be able to do it, and I honestly need to tell you, this is how I feel. Right? But that honesty is preferred rather than the cover-up and the avoidance. So in character, we talk about respect and respect for boundaries. Because everybody needs to have a certain amount of boundaries around them. And people don't like us to breach them. Why are you going through the person's phone? That's a breach of boundaries. Well, the question is, well, if they had nothing to hide, Why can't I enter it? That is true. But it is their phone. Just inform them or just ask them to be able to use their phone. But don't wait until they fall asleep in the night and you're going scrolling through the phone. That is suspicious. You're operating in a very clandestine way. So just respect the boundaries of somebody. Respect what they want and what they like and what they don't want, what they don't like. Respect that. It does not mean that everybody who has a boundary is hiding something. But also, the person with boundaries must also understand that there are some people in your lives that must have access to those gateways. So even if I put a lock on the phone, you put a lock on the phone. Shouldn't your wife have the password? If you really open and above board, then your wife should have the password. Your husband should have the password. Not that they want to use it, but it shows an openness. It shows that we operating with integrity. That's what it does. Now some people may disagree with that because some people have some things on their phone that they really don't want to release. Right? So that integrity is important. And here's a part of that integrity. The integrity also says, look at the way the person treats people who they cannot benefit from. Let me say that again. Look at the way the person treats people who they cannot benefit from. Because that's character. So there are people who extend themselves to help other people. I have a friend in my visit to Guyana. I met a homeless man. Had a talk with him. We became friends. He's my namesake. But you know, there's a person in Guyana who knew that I got close to the gentleman and takes it as a personal mission since I've left to go and give that homeless man food. Now, they are not going to get back anything. They are not looking back for anything, and even if they were looking back, highly chance in his state, he cannot give the person back. When you, let's say that person was looking, whether it is a man or a woman, let's say that person was looking, you are looking for somebody. Those are the things you look for. They are doing things for people that has nothing to do with what they're getting back. That's a character thing. There are people that are only doing things, and people actually get into relationships say that they are going in to see what they could get. If a man do have something to give me, then he's wasting my time. Once you hear a woman say that, gentlemen, put on your shoes, pull your engine string, and rev. Because she's coming in for what she can get. And I see them making sure they post all over the place. If a man does not work for this amount of money, they are telling you plain, I'm coming in to take. I'm coming in to receive. I'm coming in to be able to get. Right? And if you ignore that, woe be unto you. Yeah. Woe be unto you. So, hold your head up high. You also have that a woman is going to get into a relationship with a man, and all he's concerned with, he's not concerned about your future, miss. He's not concerned about how are you going to make out. He's not concerned about things. He's concerned if he could get a piece, if he could get sex. Every time it is some rude joke in order to be able to lead to that. What does that say about him? He's in to get. So what somebody who gives without even expecting anything back is a rare quality in today's environment. Don't miss that person at all. So those who are looking and those who have somebody, make sure those are some of the tenants that you're looking at. Alright, let me see. Make sure you put your questions, comments, and so on. I like to read the comments and so on the Facebook. I don't have the kind of latitude to be able to check the comments on the YouTube, but you know, put it on the Facebook. All right, Shaman boys, good evening. Yep. Oh, yes, there were some problems I had with the Wi-Fi also this evening. Good to have you though. Marcia Saunders, good evening. All right. My dear sister Deanne, nice having you. You can sit down and join. Yeah. Yes. Landon Phillips, may I see you on this a long time, boy. You abandoned this show. This show, reach up to your level. You're going on to new things, my boy. Just pulling your legs. What does Landon say now? Landon saying, can't operate in a scenario where I feel I need to spy on this or that. I'm out. Landon, I with you, boy. That is one stressful thing. If you have to keep looking over your shoulder to see what the person doing, pass by the work to see if the car still there, to be able to determine, listen on the conversation on the extension. Well, we do have extension again, but over listening the conversation to hear who they might be talking to. That's too much headache. Forget that. Heather Atkins, there are people who want to get close to you only because they see you as an asset. Yep. That's right. Thank you very much for that, Heather. Kenneth, some are only in it for the benefits. So just watch those people. Pamela, good evening to you. Pamela Martin. Good evening, Mr. Stewart, and all the listeners. I'm seated and listening attentively. All right. Hey, Miss Patricia Bernard. Lovely lady. Nice seeing you on. Good evening to you. Rose Petal Nicholas. Good evening. Lenora Francis. Yeah, well, Lenora, I think I healed you out already. All right. Never abandon ship. All right. Okay. So we did dealt with the first one, the character issue. Look for somebody with character. Right? Secondly, look for somebody who is emotionally mature. Somebody who is emotionally mature. They must be able people. Never get into a relationship with a disabled person. And I use that guardedly without having to insult those people who are physically challenged. But we are using it from disabled. You must be in a relationship with somebody who is reachable. You can be able to reach them. You can talk to them. You must get into a relationship with somebody who is reliable. You could rely on them. If they are not able, they are disabled. And there are some people you can't trust the word. They tell you hold, you better cut. They tell you cut, you better hold. Because if they tell you stand up, run. If they tell you run, stand up. If they tell you they're coming by you 4 o'clock, they're going to call you at a time, they are not calling. You could never depend upon those people. So make sure you get somebody who is able, who has a maturity to be able to stand up to their word, but also have somebody who is emotionally mature. Because long-term relationships require a person to be able to regulate their emotions. You can't, just because you feel a way, say what comes to your mouth. And a lot of people have no emotional maturity. They don't have situational awareness. They cannot monitor, audit the things that they are saying. So they vex anything, and they say, they would actually say, I don't care what people say. Nope. Once you sit by and you watch that, let that person pass. That person is going to embarrass you. And even if, as in one case, where a gentleman had liked a girl and she was very embarrassing to somebody else, and he say, but she doesn't do that to me, she know not to do that to me, and he did not stand up to make sure or correct her, he did not mansplain her when he should have. Because sometimes we talk about we shouldn't be mansplaining. You had better mansplain some women and tell her that is inappropriate. Well, he find no, that is how everybody have different ways of expressing themselves. He said he eventually married her. And I tell you a true story. Yeah? That same lady lost it in the relationship. And he couldn't handle it. He said that she never did it to him. But here it is. She was emotionally incapable. Right? So, if you see a woman who is emotionally immature, left goat with the half rope to go away, madam, if you meet a man that when he gets vexed, he has to raise his hand, he has to abuse you, he has to talk about your body parts, and he has to be able to insult you with all kind of words that makes you feel dehumanized, he's not emotionally mature. That man has some issues. Alright? So, and he would need to get help. She would need to get help. And if they're not going to be willing to get help, the question is, how long is that relationship going to last? Right? Now, to be emotionally mature, you must be willing to apologize when the time is appropriate. And you must be able to apologize taking accountability for the wrong you have done. Not apologize and put the blame on the other person that they caused you to behave inappropriately or caused you to make a decision that was inappropriate. You will take responsibility. So character and emotional maturity are a must. They are non-negotiables. As long as somebody cannot control their emotions, they are going to embarrass you, they are going to set you up, they are going to cause you much hurt and regret. So if it is that you're looking and that person has shown that they cannot control it, then you might go out with somebody and they fell out with somebody, the person who was serving the food or whatever it is. Listen to how they treat that person, as how they rag up the person and insult the person. You are there caught in with them, eh? A stitch in time saves 9. You are next. You ain't so hot that they will give you a blind. This is not one of them telephone networks. You're not going to get a blind. You shall be next. But while I look caught in, your head giddy, and because you're giddy head, you think you're not going to suffer it. That's the reality of life, my boy. So, listen how the person apologizes and see if they're capable of doing that. The next thing about emotional maturity is, can the person discuss difficult topics without shutting down or starting to argue or exploding on you? Can they discuss difficult topics? Things that bother you, questions that you have to ask, that you feel that you need answers for. And there are some simple things, that if you just ask somebody where they're going, they're going down the road. Why you asking me where I'm going? That's not a very difficult topic, but the person getting hostile. What is the issue with that? If you're in a relationship, there's some form of accountability and respect that we should be able to have. It's not trying to control somebody. So the woman should not be saying that why is it he had to ask me where I'm going? He's not my father. And the man should not be asking why is it she needs to know where I'm going? She's not my mother. If you're in a relationship, especially if you're married, sometimes you ask somebody, you're going by somebody and you ask a woman, I came to visit with your husband. Well, me I know he be inside there, Johnny! No sound from Johnny. Why? Johnny gone, never tell his wife he going out. How that relationship going to run with that? And you're looking for happiness? Those are the simple things that create unhappiness in relationships. When people don't think that they're accountable to somebody. We don't like that word. We don't like to report to somebody. But you can't live single while married. It's either one or the next. Alright? So can the person deal with some questions that you want cleared up? Can they handle stress without blaming and avoidance and so on? You know, there are some people, when they are stressed out, they think that they have a right to talk to you anyhow and behave anyhow because I'm stressed out. And they think a simple apology after, well, you know, I was in my mood. Nope. That's where maturity comes in. You bring your emotions under control. You don't let your emotions control you. Alright? So, also, self-awareness of the triggers and the wounds that you have is critical in having emotional maturity. I hope some of you are taking notes in it, because this is class in session. You must know what are your triggers. You must know what are the things that get you vexed. You must know what are the things that make you sad. What are some of the things that irritate you. You must know yours. And then you must also know your emotion that is elicited out of that mood that you're in. So whenever you feel, sometimes you just get up and you just feel sad for no reason, and you tell yourself, I just feeling sad. So you are aware that sad feeling may have you in a very withdrawn, unsociable kind of method. But you might need to be going around people that you need to socialize. But you can't think that you will go there with that. You've got to either make an adjustment to your personality in order to be able to fit in, or you tell yourself, I need a break. I need to just stay away a little while and catch myself, and then I'll go. Do what it takes. But emotional maturity said that you will do something to manage that. Right? So love without emotional maturity becomes exhausting. It is exhausting for the person who have to put up with us, because they have to walk on eggshells around us. That's not good. That's not good at all. So that's two I give you there. Let me just see what people are saying here before we go on to number 3. Okay. Alright, so everybody is on. I think we have everybody there. Okay, I think I missed some chats, man. Why do persons, this is Rose asking this question. Rose is asking, why do persons want back ladies or guys who treat them good, then dump them? Why do persons want back ladies or guys who treat them good and then dump them? I suspect what Rose is asking is, you're in a relationship with somebody, you left the relationship, you took back the person and the person came back. You all were apart for a while and the person came back. The person thinks, well, okay, then now we're going to work on this to go forward. And bam, you ditch the person, you don't want them again. Well, you see, that's a long story here, Rose, but I'll give you a short version. Sometimes you have somebody and you don't appreciate who you have. But when you lose them, you miss them and you want them back. And then when they come back, you take them for granted because you are more focused on the emotion that you go through with the person not with you than for the joys of having them with you. And because people focus on that, they revert to being the same person. Because I've done counseling with people, the relationship went back, and because the person changed while they were gone, they would cry while the relationship is broken. They'll beg, they promise to come back, and they'll behave themselves, they'll do this, they'll do that, and after they come back in 2-3 months, same person again. That's a character issue. So here's what I tell people: Rose, don't leave a relationship, don't leave especially a marital relationship, without sound advice. Don't leave it hastily, don't leave it unadvisedly. Live with it discreetly and in the fear of God. Just as when you are out, don't rush back in. Because if you rush back in without advice, without being able to think it through, you're rushing back in. Some people rush back in because they realize they can't maintain themselves on the outside. Financially, it's a hard thing to be without the person. So they really were rushing back in order to get sustenance, housing, money, or loans paid. Sometimes it is that the man wants to be able to have somebody take care of him because the child come home and boil rice with corned beef. He tired. So he tired eat his own food for so long. So he takes the person back in. But it wasn't because of that. He sees the value in the person and wants to be able to contribute towards this person, and she hasn't seen that. So don't go back into a relationship after having left it unless you have sat down and counted the cost. Right? I'm still answering Rose's question. But I will tell you this. Every time somebody leaves a relationship and the relationship breaks up, and you go back in that relationship, especially without something new agreed upon, and you all have come to some sort of truce, this is not going to happen again, these are the things that caused me to leave, and get the person to promise that this is now what they will act upon or what they would work on. As long as you don't have that and you walk back into the relationship, the treatment is likely to get worse. I'll tell you why. Thanks for asking. The reason is, if you left and went away and then you came back in and the person is still the same way, or they made some slight changes but the issue is not resolved, then they are likely to conclude you want them more than they want you, and the behavior is going to start to manifest. They may very well throw it in the face. If you wanted to come back, you leave. They might throw it in your face. They may very well tell you, if you want, you could go again. So you make them worse. Stand your grounds and come to an agreed position with clear boundaries and clear objectives. I'm coming back under this condition, and the person must be able to agree to that. Otherwise, what can I say? That is the long answer, Rose. Thank you very much. Emotionally matured. Let me see about my boy Timothy saying the boundaries that ought to exist are the boundaries to keep outsiders out when it comes to marriage. The decision that a husband and wife make should not be influenced by someone outside of the marriage relationship, especially someone who wants to see your marriage fail. Alright, yes, Timothy, and sometimes they don't know that that is what they're doing, but they do it anyway. Charmaine said the person is not dependable, able. They are a disabled person. Alright. London had answered those. They come back because it's almost as if they got sense. Well, some people leave, and after they leave, they realize that they made a hasty, emotional decision. Again, emotional immaturity. Some like to pander to bad behavior, says Kenneth Hodge. How many people, says Charmaine, you know who really apologize? Yeah, it have some people apologize, Charmaine. And they apologize and they make a change, because sometimes I've known of people that recognize after the person leaves. Look how easy my marriage just nearly break up here. And they apologize, take it back, and they make a full change. But I agree with what you are insinuating, Charmaine, that a large number of people, their apology does not worth a squat. London saying in hindsight they have regrets. I don't know what Kwaku laughing at. Kwaku, you have to text me what you was laughing at there. I hear you say ha ha ha. Good evening, Michelle. Hey, Michelle, I had you in mind today, you know. Thought of you. Hope all is well. Alright, Landon. Actually, I prefer the type that may argue, speak in their mind, rather than the silent one who opposes. Yeah, when they speak their mind, but don't insult me with it, and don't try to manipulate my mind. Speak your mind. I also like that person to speak their mind, even if it is going to hurt me. Even if I would not agree with it, I prefer they speak their mind, but respectfully. I prefer that than the silent, the person just trying to keep everything inside and not say it. No, because it causes too much conclusions to come to the person's head as to what they do. And sometimes you think the person silent meant that it doesn't bother them, and you keep repeating something, and it is when it escalates and it get more water more than flour, then they come and tell you they never did like what you were doing. Kenneth says respect is a two-way street. Agreed. Charmaine agree with Landon too, that you rather the person talk plain. Good evening, Flament. Lawrence just walk in my class too late, but too late. You just come on over 8 minutes ago. Oh no, it's 8 minutes ago. You're right. That. Anyway, that is why it's imperative to attend a few council sessions before you say I do. You're right, Heather. And this is a good time to remind people that number that is above your head there, 868-480-0080, is the number to call. Not the only number that you could call to get a counselor, but that's the one for me. Good evening, Blossom. Nice having you. Then a lot of folks head back to block another person from claiming this. Oh God. Landon, they let that look like a car going to find a parking spot. Somebody blocked this spot. True. Sometimes you treat the person bad. You didn't care for the relationship. The person move on, went into another relationship, and now you feel jealous. You want the person back. You understand? You take back the person, and that is the problem about rebound relationship. You take back the person into your life. So now there's a vacancy in that person's life that person was with, because you have the person now. So somebody come and now take up that vacancy, and then now you didn't treat this person good. The person needs to leave again. But now people can start taking. Josiane, what's up, St. Lucia? Nice having you on board. London, especially in a small island, from the time they go out with someone, you don't hear about it. Yep. Those are small islands, especially in Tobago. You afraid? You afraid they come for you? Alright. You see pictures? Oh yes. Oh, you see pictures on Facebook. This is a emotionally hostage situation. Alright. Time flying. It's 10 points I have, but I think it's only 2 I give so far. But what we gonna do? That is it. Let's take this out.
Okay, yes, I understand. Okay. Hey, I'll call you back. Hi there. Welcome. My name is Michael Stewart. I'm a relationship coach. And we have a wonderful program coming up on the 7th of February. It's a virtual program, so any part of the world you can join it. It deals with the 5 stages of relationships. Why 5? Well, I don't know, but that's what the science says. Every relationship goes through 5 stages. So, as a relationship coach, I have been married this year will be 40 years. You heard right? 40 years. And so I wrote books on relationships, and I have a book called The 7 Keys to Unlock the Mystery of Men. Yes, so there are a number of books that I have on this matter. But on the 7th of February, it's a free introductory course. This program will introduce you to the 5 stages, but we will do the program itself the following week. But this introductory course will give you a taste of it. Most people leave on the 3rd stage, and they come out of it and enter a new relationship and then realize that they have to go through all 5 stages once more again. If you don't get past stage 3, you'll be running your life in circles. So it's a free introductory course. If you want to log on, you can be registered by going on to my website, www.michaelatstewart.com. Let me say that again, www.michaelatstewart.com. Or click the link below and you will be registered. See you there.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Okay. So, thank you for those who have already logged on and registered for the course. Thank you very much. You can, those of you who have not logged on, you can log on while the program is going on. The address is on the screen up there. www.michaelatstewart.com. You go there, and the name of the course is 5 Stages of Relationship. It is free. That sounds affordable to me, and I hope it is affordable to you. Free. This is the introductory program that will give you insight into the need for us to understand the stages. And then the following week we're going to now do the full course, which is a paid program, but we'll do that one the following week. So, but try and get all the information you can in this one that is coming up on Saturday, 6 o'clock. Okay, so let's go back now. We might be able to get one more in. What is Master Saunders? How are you doing? Hey, let me tell you, one of the best boiled corn in Tobago is Master Saunders. I kid you not. And I will tell you this, even if you don't eat it same time, and you put it in the fridge, freeze it, and mix the corn into your food, oh, the flavor, hey, mercy. Yeah, man, she good, I give her that. Well, she good with the other food and all of that too, but you see that boiled corn, that as well give it licks. And they should do what? Chicken, sauce. Yeah. Sometimes she just be on a Friday at that Royal Bank car park down there. I just like to sometimes just go there and line with her and eat on the spot standing up. Just as how we just eat doubles. I eat in the corn stand up. Anyway, so we go in. What she says, sometimes you can try having a discussion and before you know it, the other person gone in a tantrum. So yeah, man, that is when we're talking about the emotional immaturity. They go from 0 to they don't go to hero, but they take off like a gunman. Some innocent questions you ask, and the person is all up in your roti. Yeah, man. Alright, so let me get at least one more in. As we said, it was 10 of them, but I think I don't estimate properly the time and how much I want to share. But I did not want to rush this one here through either. One of the things that they say for a relationship to last is that you must share core values, not just interests, core values. You must have the same type of values and certain things. You can't be somebody who hates lies and have somebody who thinks nothing of lying. That's going to drive you up a creek. You must have the same core values, the very thing that is going to cause it. Because people leave and say, I can't take it, I take it. That man does lie too much. Oh gosh, oh gosh. And some people lie for no reason. There are some people that telling the truth would not get them in trouble, you know. But the lie that they tell gets them into trouble. And they have seemed to have schooled themselves so much into lying that they lie for no reason. So that's a core value. One of the things that I am very persuaded about when it comes to core value is somebody who believes in God, somebody who have a faith that says, I'm committed to my faith, and go into a relationship with somebody who does not support that faith. I have a problem with that. And I see that that's one of the reasons why God said it is that we should not be unequally yoked. The core values just don't mesh. Right? The value system. When you're ready to go to church, the person not going. After a while, you will very well be tempted to stay home a couple of those times. So, let that be part of it. Alright? So, also, your views on marriage has to be a core value. I've seen so many Christians go into relationship with people who don't hold their values, Christian values, and live common law. Shack up with the person. You really want to convert that person? That's breach of your values. You also need your core values on money. How do you see money? One is a spendthrift and think that everything they see they must spend. They don't believe in saving. Now you might find that is cute now while you're courting, but when you're married and you have children and you have a house to pay, you don't want that person spending money. Why? That core value has to come into play. And let me tell you, one of the greatest dividers of relationships and couples, it has to be with money. And there's a reason for that. They usually, if both people have the same value in saving, thrift, and investment, etc., they usually don't fall out of money. It's when one has a dream to use money for one thing that is wholesome, and then the other one just think that, no, you're being too stingy. Why can't we just go shopping and just spend wild? Yeah. You must also have the core value in parenting. That's another one. Because your parenting style must match. One cannot believe that we must be able to learn to talk to the children, correct the children by explaining to things, and the next one thing that as soon as the children do something wrong is to hit them with a broomstick. Those core values of parenting don't mesh. You have to agree on how that is going to be, and if you are getting into a relationship that the person came through an abusive life in their own growing up years and now want to perpetrate that, do you really want your children to experience that? That's why the discussion has to take place. Your moral values have got to also match. I've seen people, one don't smoke and one smokes, and they say, well, it's not me, but I will tolerate it. And I've seen them end up getting into marriage or get down into a relationship and they can't handle the smoke. Well, I don't drink, they drink, he drinks or she drinks, and it was okay until they realize the person cannot hold their drink. Core values, right? So, opposites may attract, but shared values keep you together. So that brings us down to 3. 3 out of 10. We ain't do too bad. 3 out of 10. We ain't even get a 50%, but it's alright. I hope at least that you all got the message out of this one. What we'll do is continue this one on Thursday. Don't be surprised if I tell myself I'm going to do an extra program for the Mike at Night on one of the nights, probably like a Monday night. Do a Mike at Night on a Monday and a Tuesday just to finish this. Alright? So, let me know if you think that that is something you could handle. What people saying here now? Some lies so good that you believe them. Of course, yes, Charmin, there are some people master lies. They are schooled. They have masters and doctorate in lying. The liars convince themselves the truth is well. Josan said them always have good intent because they are the best things since that sliced bread. Yeah. Yep, some people think that they're hot too bad, they're good too bad. He's a good man. He's a good woman. Tell a lie once and all your truth becomes questionable. Yep. Thank you, Edwin. Heather being unequivocally yoked. Oh, okay. I think it's unequally. Alright. Yes. Yoke doesn't apply to Christians only. Heather, I think you have a point there. A very rich person would have a little problem in marrying somebody who's very poor. Yeah, a highly educated person would have a little problem in marrying somebody who is not schooled. They will always have some communication issue. Now, that may not mean that it's a sin technically with those, but certainly it does mean that you will have a problem. So you need to be able to look at that unequally. Alright? Kenneth, thank you so much. Some lies are very convincing. Pamela said, yep, that is good idea. Looking forward to Monday. Alright, Timothy, thanks. Alright, nicely. Thank you all very much. I appreciate having all of you on board. Just let me remind you about our program that is coming up on Saturday. Go ahead and register now.
Okay, yes, I understand. Okay. Hey, I'll call you back. Hi there. Welcome. My name is Michael Stewart. I'm a relationship coach. And we have a wonderful program coming up on the 7th of February. It's a virtual program, so any part of the world you can join it. It deals with the 5 stages of relationships. Why 5? Well, I don't know, but that's what the science says. Every relationship goes through 5 stages. So, as a relationship coach, I have been married. This year will be 40 years. You heard right? 40 years. And so I wrote books on relationships, and I have a book called The 7 Keys to Unlock the Mystery of Men. Yes, so there are a number of books that I have on this matter. But on the 7th of February, it's a free introductory course. This program will introduce you to the 5 stages, but we will do the program itself the following week. But this introductory course will give you a taste of it. Most people leave on the 3rd stage, and they come out of it and enter a new relationship and then realize that they have to go through all 5 stages once more again. If you don't get past stage 3, you'll be running your life in circles. So it's a free introductory course. If you want to log on, you can be registered by going on to my website, www.michaelatstewart.com. Let me say that again, www.michaelatstewart.com. Or click the link below and you will be registered. See you there.
Yeah, you click that link. Alright, people. Mike at Night has come to an end for today, the 5th of February 2026. You all take care now, and may God bless you all, keep you, and I hope that you'll use some of these things that I have shared with you to help you in your relationships. Call the number if you need help. Don't forsake getting help when things are struggling. You could save some good relationships if you get help. Some people trying to self-medicate. You're trying to do it on your own, and when things get too bad, then you're looking to get miracles. Nope, don't do that. Don't wait till the foot fester to come and get help. The antibiotics may not work. You might have to amputate. So therefore, don't wait till you have to leave the relationship. Take your antibiotics while you're still struggling in the relationship. Why? Because I am Michael Stewart and I said it.
Okay, yes, I understand. Okay.
See you
Hey,
now.
I'll call you back.
Okay.
Hi there. Welcome. My name is Michael Stewart. I'm a relationship.